Hi, thank you for joining us. My name is Madison and I'm here with Greg. Greg, please introduce yourself and tell our travelers where we are today.
Well, Madison, my name is Greg Apt. I am the proprietor here at the Orchard Restaurant. The Orchard is right downtown Cle Elum. We are a farm-to-table restaurant that focuses primarily on a fine dining experience, even though we have a casual atmosphere. So it's a very relaxed dining experience.
Yeah, it's very high end and different for Cle Elum, but still really approachable for both locals that live here and travelers who want kind of that upscale experience.
Yes, our food is very approachable. It's meat and potatoes more or less with a real fine twist to it. Everything's made from scratch to order. We don't have a lot of food sitting around in the freezer or on the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
It's all brought in a couple times a week and made fresh to order. So it's very delicious food.
And a lot of that is sourced locally, right?
As much locally as we possibly can. We've actually got a couple farmers that grow food just for us throughout the summer. So obviously the winter we have to resort to other purveyors, but yeah, our local farmers are great.
So for those who don't know anything about Orchard, can you tell us maybe your top few menu items, the most popular ones?
Well, almost everything on the menu is delicious. We have one item that's been on our menu since day one. That's our cauliflower. It's lightly fried. You've had it.
Yes, it's so good.
It's lightly fried, has a pickled golden raisin with a sweet ancho chili sauce. But more importantly, if I were to make suggestions on how to approach our restaurant's menu, I would suggest you do one of the coursed out tasting menus that the chef puts together. And then he just cooks whatever he wants to cook. I mean, there's 5 courses, there's 8 courses. It just depends on how much of an experience you're looking for. And we also offer a wine pairing with those. So if you wanted to pair a glass of wine with each course, that's a real fun way to experience the Orchard.
And you have a lot of your menu items are kind of sourced at Whole Foods, and you have a lot of gluten-free items, right? Vegetarian options for folks.
Yes, our chef, the only thing we have with gluten is our handmade pastas, which, obviously it's got wheat in it. But there's, and we do have some breads that are on a few things, but nothing, almost everything on our menu is gluten-free except the pastas. We do offer vegetarian options, and it's not we make them specifically for vegetarians, it's just they're made without meat.
Mm-hmm.
And our chef is also very adept at making vegan options. If we have a vegan request, we can adapt to that. Like I said, everything's made to order, so there's nothing sitting in a hot pot waiting to be scooped into a dish. It's all, we can leave out any meat or cheese or eggs or whatever we need to make it fit somebody's dietary restrictions.
And all of the pasta is made in-house, so what does that process look like for the chef?
Well, it used to be pretty tedious. We hand rolled everything, even our raviolis. There's pictures on our website that you can see the chef making, a 20-foot roll of raviolis. But now we have a machine that actually does a lot of the work for us.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still made here in house, and everything's hand cut. But it allows us to have more noodles, different types of noodles. So that also allows us to add more pasta sauces. So instead of just having 1 or 2, we're going to have 4 or 5 on our menu.
Great, yes. And all of your entrees and appetizers can be paired with different drink selections as well. Can you tell me a little bit about your wine and beer selection and your craft cocktails?
Yes, our beers are as locally sourced as we can get as well. We have a couple local brewers here in town, and we have them on tap. And then our wine selection is just by far one of the best selections you'll find here in Kittitas County. We've got stuff from all around the world. So the wines are all, and I'm really not the best one to talk about the wines. Wendy is, but she picks out some of the best tasting wines. It's not all about price or location. Some people are really focused on Washington wines,
Mm-hmm.
and Washington grows some of the best wines. Same with Oregon, California, but there's a lot of wonderful wines all around the world. And we've just, every time our wine rep comes in with different samples, we love to try them out. And when we find a delicious wine, we put it on our menu.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your craft cocktails? You have some unique selections there too.
Probably, I'm going to say 10 to 15 different special cocktails that she puts on the menu at least once a week. And she makes her own simple syrups. Just to give you an example, she does a buttermilk simple syrup, and when you mix that with some lime or lemon or cherry, it becomes like an apple pie or a lemon pie, lemon meringue or key lime pie. So she just does a marvelous job. She's constantly experimenting and just making wonderful drinks.
So when you walk into Orchard, you really feel a warm, artistic presence that is just very unique for right here downtown. Can you tell me a little bit about what inspired the inside of Orchard and the ambiance and how that plays a part in what you do?
Sure, of course. So I bought the building a year and a half before we opened. So it took a while to do the renovation. And a lot of the interior, for example, the wood is all reclaimed from within this building. When I was taking it apart, I found all this wonderful tongue and groove shiplap that I just reused. And a lot of the metal that you'll see is all most locally sourced. I got a lot of this from Ellensburg. And just wanted it to look kind of rustic but have a real modern flair to it. When we first opened the restaurant, we had some just kind of generic art on the walls. And about a month or two into opening, I met a gentleman that is a local artist. And we've developed a relationship where I'm now his primary location for showing his art, and we have been selling, I've probably sold well over 100 pieces of his art through this restaurant. And if you go to Suncadia or any of the local homes here, there's a good chance you're going to see an original Larry Petrie on the wall.
Beautiful. We'd love to see that collaboration within our own community, and now you have Pacific Crest Creatives right across the street, and
we got a bunch of their t-shirts from one of the vendors over there. He built some really cool t-shirts for us.
Wow.
If I could still wear a onesie, I'd grab that little onesie that's hanging up there. You should check it out.
Yeah, that's super fun. So this is a great getaway for maybe a couple who's wanting to go on a date, but not just that, you're family friendly. You invite groups of people to come on out, correct?
Yeah, we have a big chef's table that'll accommodate 8 people. Once we get to a point where we can have 8 people at a table, it would be a wonderful place to enjoy a large party. And our chef's counter is a lot of fun. We haven't had that open for a while, but soon. And we can put 8 people up there as well. It's real fun to have the chefs serve you and talk about the food they're creating for you. So one of the things that my business, as it's starting to grow, one of the things that's been quite interesting to me is the catering events that we've been asked to do. So we've done quite a few catering events in the last few years. Our very first one was 250 people from Microsoft, high-level execs. Wow. It was a 5-course tasting menu with wine pairing. To pull off that kind of an event, it was absolutely shocking to me how well it turned out. The chef was a big part of that. He's been involved with a lot of Suncadia catering events, so he was quite familiar with all the ins and outs. But it was awesome. We did a great job, so we've been doing a lot of catering, and with that going on, we've decided to build out our own food truck, a mobile kitchen.
An Orchard food truck. So exciting.
Yeah, when it's not doing catering events, we're going to take it to some of the local area. Washington Horse Park is a good example. I think it'll do really well up there. They don't have any food. They have a great arena. The place is super busy on the weekends, and I think it would be a really good fit. And then maybe in the evenings, we'll take it down to Drew Brew, and hopefully they'll be doing live music soon, and that would be a great venue. And during the day, during the week, we can park it right out front here, and people can use the park next door to have lunch. And
love it. And local events as well.
Yep, all the different food. Well, there's obviously we have the farmers markets, but there's tons and tons of stuff that's usually on the calendar for.
So, and can you tell me a little bit about the timeline for that project? This summer, are we going to be able to experience the food truck?
Yes. In fact, it's scheduled to be completed by May 1st.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so it's down in Portland, so it's going to take a while to get it back up here. I have to schedule some time to get it up here. And then obviously we're going to do some really fun menu development. So we'll invite a lot of our loyal customers that have been coming quite a bit to come in and try some of the different food ideas and get their opinion on it and what would do well with the truck. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, such an exciting project. And it'll be kind of like a similar menu to what you have, but more bite-sized, grab-and-go type of items.
It won't be quite as stylized. It won't be quite as stylized. So that right now when you order something from our restaurant, there's a lot of sauces and smears and just some very artistic plating that goes on. On a food truck, obviously, it's got to be quick.
Yeah.
So we'll probably focus a lot on our pastas.
Right.
We've been developing some new sauces we're very excited about. We've also have a panini press, so kind of sticking with an Italian theme. And a handheld dessert or two, like a cannoli.
Ooh, yum.
So, and I'm thinking we'll do some, there'll be risotto on the menu, so whatever risotto doesn't get used for the day will turn it into fried risotto balls, which are just delicious.
Yum. And
then maybe some cheese curds or something. Just keep it super easy, super casual, but really delicious.
Yeah. When I think of Orchard, I think of a high amount of quality and definitely that fusion between the culinary side and the creative side, kind of producing this piece of art that's edible. And I can see it already kind of playing into a food truck theme of being easy, grab and go, but also still being that quality product that Orchard is known for, both locally and for travelers.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's going to be really well received. I'm very excited about it. We've got a pretty clear picture of what we intend to do, so I'm excited. Next couple months is going to be really fun.
We can't wait to see it. Awesome. Is there anything else that you wanted to maybe tell travelers about or update them on?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, we'd love to see you. Please make a reservation. We get very, very busy on the weekends, and if you try to walk in, most cases you'll have to wait a while for a table. If you do walk in and there isn't a table available, we do offer some really nice, comfortable lounge area where you can have a cocktail and an appetizer. But reservations are super easy. You can go right to our website. That's orchard-restaurant.com. Also, our Facebook page is real interesting with lots of pictures from different diners that have put on there. So check it out. You'll love it.